I just found out that Madonna has 6 kids. 6. And Taylor Hanson of the MMMBop people has like 7 or something. Yeah, he has 7 kids. It is amazing to me how all of these like famous musicians have so many kids. Lauryn Hill has 7. It's wild. Josh and I became parents like a year and a half ago, and it's been an interesting thing trying to balance the needs of parenthood and keeping our band going. Writing new music has really felt near impossible, so I've just wondered, like, how do musicians do it? How do you be both a musician and a parent? Some things that can be tricky is like, how do you go on tour with the kid? How do you change a diaper where there's no changing table in like a music venue? How do you play a gig if hiring a sitter is going to cost you more than you're going to make at the show? Like, is it still worth it to go do the show? These are some things that we've sort of bumped up against. Not to mention just regular parenting stuff, like being really tired, not getting a full night's sleep, always having something to do, your house being a mess, negatively impact the amount of attention you can really give to your music. So it can really feel like an inhibition to have a child and also be trying to do music. But obviously it's not impossible. Musicians have been balancing parenthood and music for years. So I asked some musician friends of mine, and here's what a few of them said. Having instruments in common places helps, and I think having kids helps you to prioritize your time and the deadlines related to your music. Another friend of mine said, since having children, I feel everything very deeply. My senses are always on high alert. This is helpful as a musician, as I feel every note of every song. It's more of a joy to sing, as I took it for granted before. I only choose to be away from my kids for things that are really important to me, and music is definitely up there. So Josh had a show in Milwaukee last week, and I wanted to go see a play that my niece was going to be in. And so we hired a sitter, and all in all, it cost us $60 for the evening, which is, I mean, it's not nothing, you know, I guess it could be more, but still, like $60, I felt that, you know. But I've paid $60 before just to go to be entertained myself. And so I think it's so good for us mentally to just go and play our music. It's also important to keep playing, to keep the name recognition out there. Yeah, so really the money we're spending on childcare, it's a form of investment in our business. One huge moment of understanding I had was last summer. Josh had to go on tour with his band Flatfoot 56, and I had a solo show booked at Audiofeed Music Festival. Fantastic festival. And so we weren't sure how we were going to make it happen because I was going to have the baby with me. What I wound up figuring out is just like asking for help was golden, and that like really strangers, like there's like stranger danger is very real, but there's so many strangers out there who are incredibly helpful and like empathetic when they see you alone with your kid. And I've had strangers like help me move stuff out of a bus. While I was doing my solo show, I had friends available who were there to just like hang out with my kid and make sure he was provided for. And that has been consistent with every show we've gone to, because when you're playing music, ultimately it becomes this big like community of people who are generally like good people. And so doing music with a child has actually been something that's like really brought people together, even more than just the music brings people together. And so it's shown me this whole new side of our audience that has been really encouraging and awesome. Also, just like as a mom, it can be very isolating. It's been like a lifeline to do music. And so it's worth the work to find a gig, go play it. And it just, you know, it's something that I feel makes me feel good about myself. To sum up, you know, every parent out there, you're just doing your best to survive. We all have unique circumstances to troubleshoot, And being a musical parent, it's just one more thing, isn't it? It's one more thing to navigate, but it's important to keep doing the music, and it's really rewarding to keep doing it, and your kid gets to watch you do this thing that you love. And if they're destined to be a musician too, what better way for them to learn than by watching you do your thing? And especially if you're figuring out how to make money at it a little bit, like that is so valuable to pass on. It can grow your music into a legacy. Share your own experiences with parenting and doing music in the comments, and we'll see you in the next video.